Most of us enter the professional world assuming that if we produce good work and trust what people tell us, success will follow. Then reality intervenes. A colleague you trusted maneuvers against you, a manager takes credit for your late-night analysis, or a coworker begins subtly undermining your reputation. When these shocks occur, we tend to react defensively. We label the offender a sociopath or write the ordeal off as terrible luck. The problem is usually internal. It stems from our own naivete, the tendency to project our own values onto others and assume everyone is playing by the same rules of fairness. Survival requires a shift in focus. You have to turn off your internal monologue, stop trusting the friendly masks people wear, and treat reading those around you as a continuous, active process. You will never have the energy to achieve true professional mastery if you are constantly drained by office politics. Social intelligence is a learnable skill, and it begins with seeing people exactly as they are. The first layer is the surface. Because humans are highly practiced at impression management, you have to actively devalue what people say and look for the motivations hidden behind their words. Look for the masked opposite. Often, an exterior presentation is designed to compensate for an internal reality. An overly flattering colleague may be hiding deep-seated envy, just as an aggressive bully often masks severe insecurity. Toxic individuals use their loud declarations as a decoy. They focus your attention on an obvious goal or statement while they quietly maneuver in your blind spots. To test this layer, try the Colombo Strategy. Maintain a harmless demeanor while dropping a slightly uncomfortable question or observation to see how the other person reacts when their script is interrupted. When you bypass the verbal defenses people have carefully constructed, you expose the genuine vulnerabilities hiding underneath. Maintaining a false professional front is physically exhausting. Eventually, the effort cracks, and true intentions begin to leak into a person's physical demeanor. This chart shows how little we actually see. While research indicates over 65% of human communication is nonverbal, we consciously process only about 5% of it. You have to train your eye to catch the cues. Look for vocal emphasis that doesn't match body language, micro flashes of irritation, or a sudden freeze response. As Sigmund Freud observed, even when a person's lips are silent, betrayal oozes out of every pore. To do this, stop dedicating all your mental bandwidth to office chatter. Instead, pay attention to the physical energy in the room and how it shifts when specific topics are raised. Once you tune into this nonverbal frequency, you gain access to a stream of data that transforms into a highly actionable radar system for your career. Words are cheap, and gestures can be faked in the short term, but a person's historical track record provides a persistent map of how they operate under pressure. This is layer 3, the core. There is one absolute rule when evaluating human behavior. People never do something just once. Actions are driven by ingrained habits. If a leader has a history of discarding partners to protect their own reputation, you are looking at a set behavioral pattern. Expecting them to treat you differently ignores their entire career history. Instead of listening to a colleague's self-description, track 3 specific metrics: how they respond to high-stakes stress, how they delegate authority, and how they treat subordinates who have no power over them. Mapping these patterns removes the element of surprise. Human actions are rooted in repetitive character structures. When you identify the core, you protect yourself from future betrayals. By applying these 3 layers of observation, you begin to see the underlying mechanics of your office. The confusion caused by conflicting words and actions starts to dissipate as you prioritize evidence over appearances. You regain your personal power. You are no longer blindsided by office politics. Instead of reacting emotionally to the chaos around you, you learn to anticipate it. Developing these skills serves as a form of emotional self-defense. You are identifying the social friction points before they can derail your focus or your reputation. By managing social friction, you preserve your mental energy. You can redirect that bandwidth into acquiring the rare, valuable skills that lead to true expertise. You let your work do the talking, but you navigate the world smoothly because you no longer close your eyes to the unvarnished reality of human nature.